showtime.
It's time to be spooked on CFM Radio.
Yo, it's time for some Skeleton Wars. It's the Halloween edition of
The
CFM
skeleton.
Radio.
Hey, the skeleton war always goes on. You know, when you die, your body may go away, but your skeleton is sent to hell to fight in the eternal skeleton war.
Yeah, that's why I gotta go practice my archery. That way I can be a skeleton archer instead of a regular old skeleton infantry.
We are all needed in the skeleton wars. But we are also all needed because someone has to play all these games coming out. There's so many games. We just got hot off the heels of Spider-Man 2 and Super Mario Wonder. We have impressions for you on both of those games on the way today.
Yes, coming up.
But man, there's so much going on.
Yeah, we're getting towards the end of a blessed year of video game releases.
You know, there's just been, I think this is the year, if you've been on the fence for getting an Xbox or Xbox Series S or X or a PS5, this is the year that you're going to want to do it. The PS5 Slim is coming out. Every Xbox piece of news and leaks have pointed to that the Series S, the cheaper $250 answer to this generation of consoles, is the console that you want to get as a consumer, because guess what? Your games are optimized for it.
Yeah, they put a lot of work into making sure those devs achieve maximum compatibility for any of the Xbox Series consoles.
Yeah, even if you're getting only 30 frames per second, even if it's looking like a Xbox 360 game, that thing is running on your Series S. And you know what? 9 times out of 10, that's hyperbole. They don't normally look bad. If you look at look up Starfield on the Series S, it looks great.
Yeah, and all you Game Pass subscribers might just be streaming it anyway.
Yeah, if you have a Game Pass on PC like me, I ended up just streaming it. I thought it was great.
Yeah, the quality
I'm
is
still
not
playing it.
too shabby.
I'm still playing it. I think Starfield's pretty good, but but we're gonna get into what I've been playing a lot of in just a minute. But Drix, what have you been playing?
I am still riding the TI, the International, the Invitational Dota 2 tournament is going on right now in Seattle. At least it was over the weekend. They're taking a little break between the lower and upper brackets, so I'm still playing a lot of Dota and trying to soak up as many quality item builds so I can play what could be my favorite esport. But I've also been diving into I'm using DuckStation now to emulate PS1 games, because if you believe, TikTok taught me that you can upscale PS1 games to like 60 FPS and smooth over textures and all kinds of fancy little visual enhancements. So you might see some B-roll coming up here of me playing like Darkstalkers and Pocket Fighter and all sorts of PS1 games and Saturn. You know, I'm getting into a early disc phase of my retro habit.
Hey, you know what? Those games, that style, that era, I should say, of retro is definitely coming back. You know, you take a peek at retro game prices, your N64s, your PS1 games, even going into your little bit more obscure from that time, like your 3DO. 3DO has always been expensive, but your 3DO, your Neo Geo Pockets, all those kinds of things, that aesthetic is coming back. So it makes a lot of sense. And you know what? I think the emulation is the best way to do it at the moment, because those prices are pretty through the roof.
Yep. Yeah, take Armored Core, for example. Ever since 6 came out, the
prices
of the previous games have gone through the roof.
Oh my god. That's absolutely insane. You've got not just that, Mario games going through the roof, Pokemon. Oh my god.
Yep.
Like, you know,
Collectible Central right there.
So it's an interesting time to, well, I mean, it's an interesting time to be a retro gamer. You're emulating more than ever, or you're hoping that, Nintendo or Microsoft or Sony gets more of their classic games out.
Yep. Please, sir. Please, may I have some ROMs?
Yeah, seriously. But you know what? We're not here to talk about old games. We're here to talk about new games. And the new game I've been playing, it's been one of them, actually. Because both of these games suck me in. But yeah. Spider-Man 2 on the PS5. I gotta tell you, Drix.
This is definitely a flagship title for the PS5.
Yeah, 100%. As of now. You can always count on these. It seems like the big budget Marvel gaming is on the PlayStation.
Yeah, that's where they're going to put their big gaming bets on, huh?
Yeah, and you know what? I think I'm about halfway through it, so I'm not about to sit here and give any sort of review. I'm just going to drop a really quick impression. Yes. I think it's really, really good. I think the game is probably a runner, in the running for Action Game of the Year. I think it's a little bit better than Final Fantasy 16, if I'm being honest. But only because it's a little bit more fluid. And you take on, you could end up taking on, 7-8 enemies at once, and it feels really cool. But, yeah. Here, I'm going to roll some B-roll for Spider-Man. But, so, folks, anyone who's watching can check it out. So we got Spider-Man going on right now. But, just like in the first PS4 Spider-Man, and Miles Morales, honestly, the traversal is awesome. You got B-roll right now. I'm just rolling through as Miles, going through the city. This traversal it feels great. You move really fast. There's fast travel in the game. I've never used it.
Yeah, I guess that's a pretty important Spider-Man mechanic, is how our favorite web slinger intends to get around the city, huh?
Yeah, it's pretty, and it's really satisfying to swing through the city and just literally fly sometimes, because you got your web wings, but you don't even really need them because you're vaulting off of buildings. You're swinging through the air. It feels great. If you played the original, you know what to expect. Combat feels a lot better, honestly. Even from Miles. So my biggest problem with Miles Morales was it felt like you were just OP Spider-Man from the beginning. You had a lot, OG Spider-Man on PS4. It was pretty slow combat ramp up. You ended up doing really impressive things through the middle of the game, and there was a lot more emphasis on stealth. Now the game is a lot more fluid. The action emphasis is there. The stealth feels more refined. The stealth characters like Mary Jane and Haley, Miles' love interest, they're a lot more involved. Haley's a little bit less involved than Mary Jane, but Mary Jane has a lot of genuinely good action sequences. But the combat, you really do take on just the fundamentals of combat really easily, in smooth. There's different kinds of attacks your enemies can throw at you. They can, crushing attacks, heavy attacks, like a guard breaking kind of blow that you need to respond to in different ways. If you're playing the game on the spectacular difficulty, which is the hard mode, it's definitely a challenge, but it always boils down to the fundamentals, because the freeform combo system is so good, and you can just go from attack to attack to attack to attack, feeling like it's effortless in an effortless fashion. It's it's also the environments and the locales. I was really surprised to see how many different locales there were in this game. You go from dreamscapes to the city. The different boroughs all have their own personality. They are all different. They all have a different feel. Some of them are more claustrophobic. Some of them are more open. So everything feels like you're moving from place to place to place fluidly, and like the world feels huge. My biggest problem with it is if you've played the original 2 games, the new factor is actually the parts that don't focus on Spider-Man. Like the Mary Jane and Haley segments are different, and they are a lot more refined. They're a lot more involved with those characters. But if you're playing Spider-Man, either Spider-Man, Peter or Miles, Peter's a little bit more action centric. You know, he's got the black suit.
Ooh.
Yep. So he's got the black suit. So he's going in there and he's cracking skulls. Miles is a little bit more. He's got stealth, so he's like a cloaking on his spider suit. So it's a little bit more of a stealth focus with him, but he definitely isn't all stealth missions. You start off most of your missions stealth, and you can jump right into the action if you want to. But Miles is good at taking out people without being detected. Another fun thing is these puzzles. If you're looking at the B-roll, there's a lot of interesting puzzles in this game. There's like this 3D molecular puzzle. There's a puzzle that, like, I guess I shouldn't call them puzzles. They're like mini games. There's a mini game where it uses the pressure of the pressure sensitivity of the triggers on the PS5 controller. So you got to line it up.
That's kind of innovative.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. A couple of games have used it so far. Like I think God of War used it on the it feels really good because the haptic feedback on the controller is great. I mentioned that Spidey, he's in his black suit. It's an adaptation of the Venom storyline, and when you are Peter Parker and his suit is shifting on his body, you feel it in the controller.
Oh, wow.
It feels like the controller is crawling and writhing underneath you, which is awesome. It feels great, and it really immerses you in the role.
Yeah, that's a long way from Rumble Pack vibration.
Oh, yeah. Like, absolutely. I mean, I don't know if any Rumble is going to beat the Star Fox 64 crashing into the train station. That just makes that Rumble Pack go crazy. Like, but I mean, this is pretty good.
Yeah, depth and detail in your controller reactions.
Absolutely. And like I said, you know, there's a lot of different difficulties. There's a performance mode and there's a fidelity mode. I've tried them both. I think the performance mode is just a little bit more responsive, but the windows of opportunity in this game, even on spectacular difficulty, to counter attacks and stuff like that, is so huge, you don't really need it. You could focus on the fidelity mode and have the best looking experience, because the game does look great. It looks awesome. There's a lot of cool water effects. There's a lot of cool, interestingly enough, a lot of cool lighting when the water hits the light. Very, very cool.
Yeah, those are the kinds of visuals we like to see.
Absolutely, especially coming from your PS5, looks great. The game is there's barely any loading. Everything feels seamless. You go from set piece to set piece to set piece as if there's nothing. You know, there is no load time. And the story so far, very good take on a classic Spider-Man story, involving a lot of your more contemporary faces. You got Miles, you had villains such as Mr. Negative and the Lizard and the Sandman, a lot of Spider-Man villains that are very recognizable. And the main bad guy, Kraven the Hunter, this is a great adaptation of him too. So if you're a Spider-Man fan, you're definitely gonna want to check this out. But if you've played the other Spider-Man games, you kind of know what to expect. I'll probably give this one a full review when I'm fully done with it. But if you're a fan, definitely you want to buy this.
Yeah, you really see what your PS5 can do.
Absolutely. Yeah, your PS5, the benchmark that I would always use for the PS5, like for PS5 exclusive games, it was Returnal. Like, I loved using Returnal as a benchmark because there were just so many effects going on in that game. The sound design in that game was awesome, and how it went from the TV into your controller, it felt great. And the visuals are awesome too. But this game definitely is going to be one of those things. It's like, you know what, man? I've got like 3 reasons right now that you should pick up the PS5. Returnal, Spider-Man, and damn it, it's Final Fantasy 16. You know,
that's what I thought was coming.
three reasons, like right there. All 3 of those games, you will have a great time. So Spider-Man 2, get it if you're a fan. Pick it up if you like Spider-Man. Maybe if you've played the other ones and you know what to expect, maybe wait for a sale so far. I don't know. I haven't gotten to the end, but we'll give you a full review when I'm done with it. But for now, Drix, this beat, it's going crazy.
Yeah, we're listening to a song called Singularity X from the Rez soundtrack.
We love Rez. Great music from this title. CFM Radio. We are live. CFM Radio, we are live.
That was You're Not Here from Silent Hill 3. Some lovely B-roll from the Sega Saturn game, Mr. Bones.
Mr. Bones. Apparently, Drix was talking to me about this one. Mr. Bones, hard game.
Yeah, it's a platformer, but it really takes you through a lot of perspectives and does a lot of crazy things for a Sega Saturn game. I mean, there's a lot of experimental, platformers and protagonists on Sega Saturn.
Oh, yeah.
I've also played some of the music from Mr. Bones on here, and yeah, they got like a really solid blues artist to, I think, I don't know if he was playing the villain in the full motion video, but he also did like a lot of the soundtrack and might have even voiced the character for Mr. Bones. But yeah, what a lost hero. Cool
Damn. Story
about him just, being the only free thinker in an army full of evil skeletons.
Yeah, man. I mean, tough platformers were all the rage back then, right? Especially people were trying to one-up Mario. I was listening to the Sifted podcast, and Matt Kyle was saying he thought Sonic started falling off as far as design philosophy in Sonic 2, because you go back, you play Sonic 1, that's a hardcore platformer. And I thought about it, and I was like, you know what? Fuck, he's right. It was a hardcore platformer.
Yeah, not to mention doing it all very fast.
Yeah, man. A little bit. Sonic 1 was a little bit more on the slower side. You had things like a Scrap Brain Zone and Labyrinth Zone, where you needed to kind of slow it down, and the underwater made everything slow. But talking about platformers, let's move away from that for a moment, because Microsoft, we all know them with Rare, they really don't care about the platforming side. And with that Activision Microsoft deal going through, they now have quite a few big name devs under their belt. And with so much talent, the announcement of something like yesterday's Xbox partner preview, it was inevitable, Drix.
What could this mean?
Well, from news.xbox.com, the headline is, quote, Xbox partner preview. See what's next from our incredible third-party publishing partners. And the announcement comes with a rather basic Q&A, describes this as a, quote, new show format, and it will deliver a fresh mix of indie games and familiar favorites from our third-party partners like Ryuga Gotoku Studio, Remedy Entertainment, Studio Wildcard, and others, with more than 20 minutes of trailers and new gameplay footage. And the event broadcasts tomorrow, the 25th of October at 10 a.m. And it shows off new games such as Alan Wake 2, Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth, and Ark Survival Evolved, the new Ark game with Vin Diesel.
Yes, we've been waiting for that one, haven't we?
Yes, Hey, man, you know what? I'm a Don't Starve guy, right? That's my survival flavor.
Yeah. Yeah, me and a group of friends got into Ark probably during lockdown, and then, had fun playing together, and then kind of got frustrated being raided all the time and having to defend your servers from, invaders and stuff like that. But I mean, could have a great time. Some people still love their dinosaurs.
Absolutely.
Their dubstep dinosaurs with robot skins.
Yeah, seriously. Hey, you know what? If you could make a whole corral of dubstep dinosaurs, I'd love them too.
Mm-hmm. And all their noises.
But then again, why wouldn't you just play Jurassic World Evolution? I don't get it.
Yeah, so you can train a dodo and have it give birth to more dodos.
More dodos. But you know what? Remedy Entertainment, speaking of Alan Wake 2, communications director at Remedy Entertainment, Thomas Puha, shared what he's looking forward to most about the game. And funny enough, it's the DualSense controller features for the PS5.
Ooh, yes. New control schemes, new haptic feedback, a lot of creativity to be shared there.
His tweet on Twitter/X is, quote, for example, you can feel the rain patter on the controller. Each weapon feels different to the trigger, so a shotgun will be markedly different from the crossbow. Oh, and you can, of course, turn all this stuff off if you want. Also supported on the PC if you use a DualSense there. That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
Really
I
going
like
the
how
extra
they're,
distance for the PC using the dual sense.
Yeah, just ignoring any console borders and just giving players more.
Absolutely. You know what? I've said it before, I'll say it again. The DualSense controller really is one of those things. If you like it, right? If you're into the controller rumble, I know a lot of people aren't. Most people turn it off, but I really think that if you're playing, it really makes a difference in shooters. It really makes a difference in action games. I don't really like it in fighting games. I turn it off when I play Street Fighter, but it really makes it feel like I wish Armored Core 6 was a PS5 exclusive. Sorry, PS4 Armored Core gamers. Sorry, Drix. I feel like if we would have gotten a PS5 exclusive Armored Core game, oh man, the haptics on that thing. I want to feel the thrusters on the bottom of the controller. The fucking, imagine feeling like the impacts from the side of the controller where you get hit. Like, I don't know, man. I feel like there was a lot of design space there.
Yeah, maybe a missed opportunity. They should have put that in anyway. That sounds really cool.
It's really cool. Any PS5, again, you play Returnal, the haptic feedback's on that one. Every weapon feels different. There's so many weapons. So it's awesome. One of the things that I love the most about the PS5. But you know what, Drix? This sounds like a retro, spooky sound. What's going on?
Oh, that was the Gengar stage from Pokemon Pinball. But up next, we got some Darkstalkers coming for you. This is the Dimitri stage, Romania, from Darkstalkers the Night Warriors.
We love Darkstalkers here. Dimitri, Romania, CFM Radio. We are live.
Freak Knuckles, and we're at Pumpkin Hill. You ready? I ain't gonna let it get to me. I'm just gonna creep down in Pumpkin Hill. I got to find my lost piece. I know that it's here. I can sense it in my feet. The great emerald's power allows me to feel. I can't see a thing, but it's around somewhere. I'm gonna hold my head, cause I have no fear. This probably seems crazy, a graveyard theory. Our ghosts try to approach me and got leery. Ask him a question and he vanished in a second. I'm walking through valleys, crying pumpkin in the alley. Didn't seem happy, but they sure tried to get me. Had to back them up with a fist metal crackle. I'm hearing someone saying, you a chicken, don't be scared. It had to be the wind, cause nobody wasn't there. I searched and I searched as I climbed up the wall. And then I started to fly, I went in deeper. Let it get to me, I'm just gonna creep. Down Pumpkin Hill, I got to find my lost piece. I know that it's here, I sense it in my feet. The great emerald's power allows me to feel. I can't see a thing, but it's around somewhere. I gotta hold my head, I have no fear. It probably seems crazy, a graveyard theory. A ghost try to approach me, he got leery.
It's real deal when it comes to
it get to me, I'm just gonna creep. Down in Pumpkin Hill, I got to find my lost piece. I know that it's here, I can sense it in my feet. The great emerald's power allows me to feel. I can't see a thing, but it's around somewhere. I'm gonna hold my head, cause I have no fear. This probably seems crazy, a graveyard theory. Our ghosts try to approach me and got leery. Ask him a question and he vanished in a second. I'm walking through valleys, crying pumpkins in the alley. Didn't seem happy, but they sure tried to get me. Had to back them up with a fist metal crackle. I'm hearing someone saying, you a chicken, don't be scared. It had to be the wind, cause nobody wasn't there. I searched and I searched as I climbed up the wall. And then I started to fly, I went in deeper. Let it get to me, I'm just gonna creep. Down Pumpkin Hill, I got to find my lost piece. I know that it's here, I sense it in my feet. The great emerald's power allows me to feel. I can't see a thing, but it's around somewhere. I gotta hold my head, I have no fear. It probably seems crazy, a graveyard theory. A ghost try to approach me, he got leery. Spooky up in here, it's crazy in here. We still gonna keep it going, I'm Knuckles. Nobody scares me. Whoever wanted, bring it. I don't care, we can do this. Then come step up to the plate and meet your match. It ain't no thing.
Oh man, I didn't think those pumpkins would stop chasing us, but here we are back at the Resident Evil save room. We barely made it out of that one, gang.
Barely made it out of that one, guys. That was insane. If you were watching that B-roll, you know, Mary Jane, she's going in there. Symbiote Spider-Man, he's freaking out.
Oh yeah. Things come from the shadows.
But you know what? You don't gotta freak out because we got new games coming out this week, and you know the season of heavy hitters. It just keeps on rolling. The big one we all gotta know is Alan Wake 2. Comes out this Friday, October 27th, and it's the follow-up to the Xbox 360 cult classic Alan Wake. And the game takes a much more direct horror approach and is sure to be an exciting follow-up with excellent new lighting tech from these current gen machines. And you know, not to mention the PC graphics cards. And we just heard the communications director from Remedy, the developers, talking about it. Grab your DualSense, plug it in. Time to get spooked on right in time for Halloween. Alan Wake 2 coming at you on Friday.
Yeah, if you feel like cozying up with a nice horror game for Halloween weekend, this is going to be the one for you.
Absolutely. Or you know what? You could go back a couple of months, go grab Resident Evil 4 remake.
Another solid option.
I'm sure you'll be able to find a game or two of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre on Halloween.
Oh yeah, that might be popping off this very weekend. And yeah, probably the highest rated of the asymmetrical horror games I've seen or heard of.
Yeah, it's really cool. You know, I understand if you're like not into that, but from what I go back sometimes and listen to that Sifted Games podcast. Hey man, Sifted Games, shout out. But like that sounds so cool. Like until like the meta comes for the game, like get in there because you're gonna have a great time. Because the simulated situations of being in a horror movie really work.
Yeah, you'll get your horror wiggles, definitely.
And you know what? On Thursday, it's a big day, the 26th, for releases. Because we have the Switch release date of Dave the Diver. That from the publisher Nexon. Dave the Diver is an eclectic little collection of mini games in which you help the titular Dave run his sushi joint. He fishes, he helps serve the sushi, there's a bunch of boss fights, there's mini games, there's rhythm games, it's a lot of stuff. And this was a beloved game when it hit Steam a while back, I think a few month or two ago, and it seems like the perfect game for on-the-go players who love their Switch portable.
Yeah, I mean, cute little pixel adaptations. I've seen some like music production videos where the guy giving a tutorial had Dave the Diver just popping up on his desktop, and it's a fun little indie game that you might want to check out if you haven't heard of already.
Yeah, man, Dave the Diver coming out for Nintendo Switch Thursday the 26th, coming out. You might want to check it out if you have not yet. And then finally, we have Ghost Runner 2 Surprise Hit coming out on the 26th as well. And from the Steam page, quote, "Blood will run in Ghost Runner 2, a hardcore FPP slasher set in a post-apocalyptic cyberpunk future. Become the ultimate cyber ninja and prepare for epic boss fights, improved skills, an interactive story, new game modes, and a captivating synthwave soundtrack." You know, this game is getting big numbers from review outlets, so this might be one for the hardcore gamers on Halloween.
Yeah, if you haven't popped in Cyberpunk 2077 lately, this might be another flavor of a dystopian cyberpunk future for you to enjoy.
Especially if you're into mastering and just if you're into that Hotline Miami style game. I played the first Ghost Runner. I thought it was pretty good because you know you have these moments, like the game just never stops. You know, you spawn, you die, and you gotta make sure you go from point A to point B right when you spawn in, and then the game just keeps moving because the enemies will not stop. They're relentless. And I think you die in like 2 hits.
Oh boy. Yeah, so definitely some skillful execution involved.
Absolutely. And you know what? Those are the big releases for this week. You know, we're hot off the heels of Mario and Spider-Man, and we're going to talk about Mario in a second here, but if you haven't picked up any one of those, or you're waiting for Black Friday, seeing if they drop in price, you know, Ghost Runner 2 is a great thing. Alan Wake 2, perfect for Halloween. And, you know, Dave the Diver is just a great little game that you could grab on your Switch on the go.
Yeah, something bite-sized to take with you and maybe not as stressful.
Right, absolutely. So, something for everyone this week in the form of new releases. And you know what? We said we're going to talk Super Mario Wonder, and we're going to talk Super Mario Wonder. We're going to jump to... Let me grab this B-roll really quick, put it up here. So, Super Mario Wonder. You know what, guys? If you never played Mario, this is the one to play. If you've played Mario, this is probably... You probably don't want to miss this if you like it. But, I gotta tell you, if you're not a platforming person, avoid this game.
Yeah, it seems like a staple of a video game genre, though.
It's absolutely a staple, and you know what? I'm having a great time. I'm playing with my girlfriend. It's a fantastic little 2-player adventure. That's us in the B-roll. We're going for it. Collecting Wonder Seeds, jumping through levels. You know, there's a lot to love in this game. And I think if you've never played a platformer before, this might be a good jumping off point. But only if you've played video games before. Like if you know how to play video games and this isn't your first video game, sure, go for it. If this is your first platformer and you've played other, like if you're a Call of Duty gamer, or you're playing Baldur's Gate 3, games like that, you know what I mean? You're mostly into RPGs, then this is a great first platformer if that's where you are. But I would not bring this to like a party. I would not expect someone to be able to pick this up and just go, because Mario has never gotten over, especially multiplayer Mario, it's never gotten over this, I think it's a weakness in that once you crack the code and realize, oh, actually Mario's not a slow game, it's really fast.
Yeah. Yeah, we've seen enough Mario Maker gameplay from streamers. Unfortunately,
not even. Like, honestly, you play any new Super Mario Brothers game, and you will realize that you get halfway through the game, and this game is like, all right, time for you to run the full way through. Go, 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 go. Don't stop. Oh, you stopped. You died. Now you got to go all the way to the beginning. And it's like, damn. Mario games know how to ramp up the challenge if you don't know, if you underestimate them. And they can take you by surprise if you don't know what you're doing. But I have to tell you, Mario Wonder is a really, really, to me, this is a really awkward Mario game.
Really?
Yeah. If it's a really awkward Mario game. Like I said, I'm having a great time playing it, but I am a casual Mario player, and I am a more hardcore gamer. And so I can appreciate everything the game is trying to do for someone like me. But if this is your first platformer and you're not too familiar with how video games work, or you're a very, very casual gamer, there's a lot of power-ups in this game.
Oh yeah.
And they are all important. Because there are stages where you could carry 4 different power-ups you could carry 2 different power-ups, depending on how many characters you have with you. Everyone can have a different power-up, so you could cover all the whole spectrum of power-ups. But the thing is, there's so many, and unless you know what you're doing, you might get lost in the shuffle if you're brand new to platformers or brand new to video games. Conversely, if you're someone who's seasoned in video games, or just a seasoned Mario player, you're going to be able to play this game in your sleep.
Yeah, I mean, the same skills it might have taken you to beat something like Super Mario World, would all just come into play very rapidly here, is what you're saying? Yeah, very, very rapidly you fall into that, into the groove of just going for it. You're going Mario, absolute Mario mode. And there are a couple curveballs the game throws at you. You're watching the B-roll, you're seeing grabbing the Wonder Seeds, you're getting the Wonder Flowers. There's not a lot of Elephant Mario in this B-roll, but Elephant Mario is really cool. The Drill Mario is probably like the coolest Mario. You just skip the whole stage. I love the boss fights. The boss fights are very, very fun because you can... you're going to see it in the B-roll right now. You're going to hit Bowser Jr. and the game is going to change. And that's why the game is very cool. If you're a seasoned Mario vet, the curveballs come in, you get the Wonder Flower, the game totally changes. Sometimes it flips itself on its head. You become an enemy, the perspective of the game changes. Bowser Jr. right there, he just made the water float. This thing right here, the game turns into a quiz show. You know what I mean? So the Wonder Flower is really cool, and it's spicy. It keeps you going. But it seems like they wanted to give you a lot of what's familiar, but still break that fourth wall and branch out and try new things in classic Nintendo fashion.
The problem is not all of it works all the time.
Okay. Sometimes you take risks.
Yeah, the risks that they take are very good, but they're also very some of them are I'll just say it like this: there are some levels in this game where I sit here and I'm like, I just want this to end. I just want this stage to end.
Like which one?
Okay, so there are these item parks. That's what they're called. So, the stages are there are categories of stages. There's a traditional style Mario stage, and those can be varied because there's they go into everything from castles to the OG style Mario stages, and the wide range of locales is awesome. Very colorful game. We've got we're in the dingy mushroom world right now, but even in this world, the bright colors really pop. The doors, the enemies, the coins. This is a little haunted mansion area in the B-roll, and there's color everywhere. So game looks great. But the thing is, there are certain gimmicks that just get really annoying, and because there are other things like KO challenges, which are really fun, which is kill a bunch of enemies, and then there are stages called item parks, and that's what I was getting to, where you just kind of have to run around this obtuse, aimless level and figure out how to get these flower coins without, and like a couple of them are obvious and a couple of them are just not obvious, and like there are times when you're sitting there not knowing what to do, frustrated because the game's not telling you anything and there's no mechanical cue. You just kind of need to figure it out. So you'll sit in the stage for like 15 minutes and you're like, I don't know what to do. And like, that's why this online mode, you'll see it in the B-roll. There's little ghosts that like, they're like the two corporeal characters, like the solid characters. And then there's like little ghost characters. Like the little ghost characters are online players who are who started the stage roughly around the same time as you. So you'll get a bonus if you end it together. But I swear there are some times where this game, like if there wasn't these little people that I could kind of rely on to show me these really obtuse hidden walls.
Yeah, sending you Dark Souls style messages.
Yeah, Dark Souls style messages. Like I would never get half of this stuff. And the problem is the game allows you to just kind of skip those like little tiny levels because you can get 2 Wonder Seeds, which is like the thing you unlock levels with. Like you have your Mario 64 Superstars. In this game you have Wonder Seeds. So
exactly.
So you unlock the levels with the Wonder Seeds, and if you find the Wonder Flower in every level, you get 1 for the flower and completing the game warping alteration that gives you, and then you get 1 for completing the stage. So you can, if you're good enough at the traditional Mario stages, plus there's like the KO festivals or whatever they're called, the KO parks are really, really easy and fun. Like 9 out of 10 times they're really, really fun, and those give you Wonder Seeds. So like all the ones you don't really like you can skip, but it's like, oh okay, you could just skip this like really lame aimless level that you run around in and don't do anything in. And
at least you got some map variety there.
Yeah, it's just one of those things where like I feel like the Mario Wonders problem is it shows you that it can change the game in really profound ways. Like, again, this B-roll has been running for a minute, so you've been seeing this, like, these little blob Luigi and Daisies a couple of times now, but this is the kind of stuff that the Wonder Flower does. You turn into enemies, it triggers a stampede of enemies, the level literally flips on itself and then begins rolling backwards.
Yeah. Really Katamari's you, really
yeah,
you.
Yeah, and like, so it's really cool and engaging, but man, there are also as many levels like as impressive Wonder Flower segments, I guess I'll call them. Like, there are just as many of impressive Wonder Flower segments. There are really lame, stupid levels and item parks that feel aimless, or levels that feel just like, I just want to get out of this level, like right now.
Wow.
I just want to leave this stupid level. Like, man, there are so many death traps, and there are so many.
As many good ones there are as many bad ones.
Yeah, and the fact that, and like some people will be like, well, you don't even really need to do them. You could double up on Wonder Seeds on the more traditional levels if you like those so much. It's like, yeah, I get it, but like especially the item parks, like it's literally just a big empty level with like some enemies and obstacles. Like that, it seems like padding.
Yeah, a little filler. So even though you can avoid the parts of the games that you don't like, it's like cutting out the bad part of a vegetable or something.
Yeah, exactly. Like, yeah, man, the carrot's great. And, you can eat the green stalk.
If you'd like.
If you'd really like.
Garnish.
Yeah, if you're a rabbit. But, like, I'm not here to eat the entire carrot stalk and all. And it's
Full
just a
stem.
raw carrot at the end of the day. And it's a great carrot, you know, non-GMO, whatever. Like, but, you know, at the end of the day, like, I just wish there was less item park and more wonder segments.
Yeah, that makes a whole lot of sense. Or carrots in this situation.
Yeah. Give me a whole carrot stew or a carrot cake or, you know, like give me a DK Banana Horde style carrot thing going on here. Don't give me a carrot. Like
Yeah, with the bruise on it.
yeah, seriously. So, Super Mario Wonder, if you are a Mario fan, absolutely get this game. It's probably the coolest Mario game. Like as far as like being a Mario player and being a Mario fan, so much cool stuff goes on. So if you're like into Mario, sweet, go for it. If you're not, and this game's not, I don't think this game's gonna get you over that hump of like, man, I like Mario now. Like, I don't think so. But
It's not going to sell you if it's your first time, but if you've maybe played Yoshi's Island and, you know, like your character transforming into things.
Absolutely. You know what, Drix, you hit the nail on the head. If you are a Yoshi's Island fan, whoa, you're going to love this game. You're going to love this game. You're going to...
Yeah, that was kind of a step out from where Mario World came from.
Yeah, it's, you know what, Drix? You're kind of making me think about something. A lot of outlets are calling this game the best game since Super Mario World. I've heard one review outlet even be like, "This is move over Mario World 2 Yoshi's Island. This is the new Mario World." And I'm like, after playing it, I haven't beaten this game either, but I'm 5 worlds deep. And I've played 2 stages of the bonus world.
Okay.
And those bonus world stages are pretty awesome. They're super challenging, and the gimmicks in them are pretty fun. But they will test your skill as a platform player. But you know, this game doesn't move the Mario needle for me unless you're already a fan. You're not going to go over to your friend's house and be like, "Hey man, play this new Mario game." Who's never played Mario before? He's a Madden player.
Yeah. You know, you're not.
He's a Final Fantasy player. Yeah, he's a Call of Duty.
The Call of Duty stand.
Yeah. You're not going to convince any of those guys Mario is awesome because you come over, throw your Switch down with Mario Wonder, and all of a sudden he's captivated by Mario. No, that's not going to happen with this game. If anything, they're going to get really confused as to why there's so many different power-ups. Like, why is there a flower that shoots fire and then there's another flower that shoots bubbles? And like, why is it that I get a mushroom and then like my character gets big, but like when my character's small, he can go under smaller areas and is like harder to hit. Like, there's a lot of Mario-isms in this game that you need to already be clued in on to really get the most out of it. And
otherwise,
if you're not, if you're not clued in on that, you're probably not gonna like it. And I don't know if this game does a good enough job of letting the new player pick up on like, hey, you know what? This is a Mario-ism. And you just kind of got to deal with it because this is Mario. And
you know, elementary school crowd will pick up on this fairly quickly.
Yeah, because you slam your head against the wall for 18 hours in this game, and then you will fall in love with it. Because because there is a lot of genuinely mesmerizing moments. There's a lot of genuine moments where you're like, wow, this is an awesome game. And then there's also moments where you're like, why does this exist?
Who put this here?
Who put this here? Why? Like,
nice.
But Super Mario Wonder, pick it up if you're a Mario fan. Definitely pick it up if you have Mario friends that you can play it with online or offline. It doesn't matter. It's really cool that way. But if you're thinking that you're going to be able to change hearts and minds with this game, it's not that game. Sorry.
Yeah, maybe next time.
Maybe next time. But Super Mario Wonder.
Maybe Super Mario RPG coming soon.
Maybe the Super Mario, the RPG remake will change hearts and minds. But Mario Wonder is not going to. Maybe I'll have a different take on it after I've beaten the game and after I've seen everything that the game has to offer. But for now, Mario Wonder, for the fan, perfect. For the non-fan, not really.
Still, solid title.
Solid title. Definitely worth the praise that it gets. Definitely the best platformer of the year, I would say. Sonic Superstars is kind of has more grindy, like, get through this and it'll be nice moments. But, I barely touched that one, and I can say that, so. But you've got the spooky soundtrack going on tonight, Drakes. What is this track?
This is the Haunted House from Snowboard Kids 2.
Snowboard Kids 2. Haunted House. CFM Radio. All right, Drix.
Man, that was No W by Ministry from the Need for Speed Underground 2 soundtrack.
Oh,
and right now, to help us close out the show, we got a little Ghosts and Goblins.
You know, the last little bit of news, got to get through it, squeeze it in here. Media Molecule from Eurogamer has received up to 20% of its staff. It has been hit with layoffs. Has not received anything. Received a job loss, as it were. The headline reads, PlayStation layoffs hit Dreams developer Media Molecule. Up to 20% of staff reportedly lost. The story has been updated to confirm the recent layoffs. And since Media Molecule has made, quote, strategic changes during the past year, including shifting our focus from Dreams to our new project. They posted that statement on X, formerly Twitter. And
yes,
it's not a very happy thing to leave the show off with, but you know what? It is Halloween. And losing your job is pretty scary.
Yeah, especially around the holiday season. Boy, yeah, that is my least favorite thing to report on CFM Radio.
Absolutely, yeah. But hey, you know what? Some people really like that Dreams game. You know, they love the the creativity that goes into it. And you know, I played it a couple times, but I'm not one of those guys.
No, not quite. I like Nights into Dreams.
I agree. And hey, you know what? We thank everybody for checking out our little dream in CFM Radio. If you liked if you like it, hit the like, subscribe. We are here every week with video game music and news. If you didn't like it, hit the dislike. Leave a comment. Why didn't you like it?
Yeah, troll us hard. Roast
Hard.
us.
So, and always check out our Facebook for everything, all big announcements that go on. We will also be announcing a new playthrough at the end of I want to say November.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, the end of November.
For all you gameplay fans out there.
You want to see something going on Twitch, you're going to get it. You asked for it, we're giving it to you. But until next time, Drix.
Well, next time, CFM Radio signing off.
Signing off.
I know that you